What is up, YouTube? My name is Dead Mewtwo, and in today's video, I'm going to be showing you one of my favorite decks that I've been playing lately, and I've also been getting quite a few wins with it. All right, so one of my favorite decks as of right now has been probably the Pidgeot EX. Overall, this deck has outperformed a lot of my other ones consistently, and my win ratios have been pretty fantastic. I will say that I got every single one of my 45 wins in the latest Mythical Island Emblem event. I got all of those with this Pidgeot deck. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and just kind of showcase, and I'll start talking about some of the strategy behind it. So Pidgeot has a Scattering Cyclone attack that does 80 base, and then it does an additional 20 for each of my opponent's bench Pokemon. It's very important to remember that and to kind of keep that in mind while I'm trying to execute my game plan, because at the end of the day, I want my opponent to have as many Pokemon on his bench as possible so that I can swing for as high as possible on my side. That is pretty much the game plan overall. What you really want to see is you want to see your opponent fill their bench up, and then you want to kind of start punishing those decisions. So first and foremost, how we kind of get into this whole strategy is we're going to start with the Pidgey and Pidgeotto. I like the first ones we got from Genetic Apex just because they're easier to attack with. You don't always need to be attacking with these cards. Most of the time, they're going to be living on your bench. That's where you're going to be evolving them from, so they really won't have the opportunities, but you don't get to make that decision every single time. So just in case you have to attack, this can do up to about 40 damage, if you're building a Pidgey to Pidgeotto, and that is enough to also kind of start closing the gap. If we start taking a look at some of the most meta options that we're fighting out here, we got Pikachu EX. That's not really a problem for Pidgeot. Mewtwo, that one can be. And then we also have things like Gyarados. We have Celebi. We've got several different things out here that have more than what Pidgeot can do sometimes. So having a little bit extra tick damage or a little bit extra chip damage to come through, that's going to be very important for the rest of us. Now, while you're building your Pidgeot on the bench, ideally you're going to be using a couple of different cards to kind of help build more consistency and be just a little bit of a wall between you and your opponent. First and foremost, we've got Chatot. Chatot is pretty fantastic because it's got 60 health. It's going to be very hard to knock out with just one attack from your opponent, and this gives you an opportunity to copy the amount of cards in your opponent's hand with its attack. Now, it is an attack mimic. This will be at your end phase of the turn, so make sure that you place your energies, make sure that you play any necessary cards that you need for this turn before you attack, and then go ahead and shoot the Mimic off towards your opponent. Now, what the kind of strategy with this card a little bit is if your opponent ends up holding their cards more because they know that you're going to be using a Pidgeot, then you can punish them for that decision even further if you need to build into it. So this can be a great shield. This can be a great way to build consistency into your Pidgeot. Now, the next card, Druddigon. This is a better shield, in my opinion. This has 100 HP. This has 0 weaknesses. This has the ability Rough Skin, and that reads, if this Pokemon is in the active spot and is damaged by an attack from your opponent's Pokemon, do 20 damage to the attacking Pokemon. And that's so key, because if this is on your active slot, you're probably not going to be building up his attack. It does the Dragon Claw, it does 90, it requires a fire, a water, and a colorless, which is the energies that we are going to be running for Pidgeot, just in case we have to actually power this up. We're going to be doing that so rarely. I've personally only done that maybe about 5 times throughout my entire playthrough with this deck, and I feel like that in that experience, I really didn't use this attack. So it's a wall. It kind of asks your opponent, what can you do? Can you clear this? Can you deal with the 20 damage that's going to be coming back at you? It's really interesting to have to leave those decisions to your opponent to kind of have to make, but overall, you're going to be trying to punish those decisions whenever they do decide to go ahead and clear this off the board. Now, let's get into our trainers. We run 3 different trainers in this deck along with Professor Oak. Of course, Professor Oak is in all of our decks. We run a Sabrina, we run a Giovanni, and we run 2 Leaf here. We do that just because we need to be able to have a little bit more versatility and a little bit more utility. Sabrina is great at being able to get a Pokemon that you need to be able to attack whenever you want to attack. Or maybe you can go ahead and Sabrina in a weaker Pokemon, or I don't know, however you really want to use it. Sabrina's a great flavor for that. Giovanni also being able to climb over. Whenever you only can do 140 attack at most with Pidgeot base, then Giovanni's going to give you that extra 10. You can finally clear the Mewtwo. You can finally do something about maybe a Dragonite or something, if they happen to have attacked a Druddigon in your active spot. And so Giovanni really just gives you an extra edge. I think without this, at least one Giovanni, you might run into more issues with consistency and the ability to clear your opponent's Pokemon. And so Leaf, being great at acting as a 2 energy retreat cost, it's going to allow you to pull your Drudagon back. It's also going to be able to allow you to pull like maybe a Pidgey back or a Chatot back, just in case you don't want to give them the extra point or you need to swap something, swap out to be able to really push forward your game plan. I feel like this deck is a very complex kind of strategy. You have lots of different lines that you can kind of take to be able to achieve your win, and Leaf gives you more and more versatility with that. And so I think the all-star of our deck right now, and the one that I pull off some of the most complex sequencing, is Poke Flute. Poke Flute is so important to be able to actually make the decision to put something on your opponent's bench so that you can do the damage that you need to do. It reads, put a basic Pokemon for your opponent's discard pile onto their bench, so you need to be able to actually clear something first. I feel like that any kind of basic Pokemon is going to be excellent fodder for this. I've done really crazy moves. One of the things that I've done with this card is I've actually been fighting a Mewtwo, and the Mewtwo is at full health. They have their Gardevoir built on their bench. That's pretty much the only other Pokemon that they've got right now, so it's just a Mewtwo. It's just a Gardevoir. And they have full health, so it's 150. What I was able to do throughout the game was clear a different basic Pokemon of theirs. And so when it came time for me to finally attack, my Drudagon was in my active slot. I forced them to be able to attack my Drudagon. They cleared it because they had their 150 attack, which brought them down to 130 HP. I Poke Fluted the other basic Pokemon from their bin onto their bench, and then I was able to use a Giovanni to come on top and actually clear the 130 from that Mewtwo. It was an incredible play. Some of these decks don't really see these kinds of things coming. They don't know you're running Poke Flute. They don't know that you're going to be doing that this turn or anything, and so this is an all-star card. This is one of those things where you need to kind of use it strategically and usually do it to try to close the game, because I find that, if this is a first point kind of award winner, I'm not the most fan of that, because at the end of the day, I'm putting a Pokemon from their bin onto their bench, and if that's an evolvable Pokemon, then I'm going to give them an advantage at some point later in the game. And so think about this as your final point kind of achiever. This is what you're going to be using to be able to win the game and to close things out. This is the impact card here. And so, if you've been really enjoying my commentary so far on this Pidgeot deck, I would say go ahead and like the video. Leave a comment down there and let me know what you found the most interesting, or if you've tried this deck out on your own and how your success was. I hope to bring you more content like this, and definitely want to see you more, so subscribe for more videos down the line. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the gameplay. All right, let's see how things go here. Second, that's what's up. We like that. That way we can place energy first. Okay, so we do have to start with a Pidgey. Starting with a Pidgey is not my favorite, just because you want to be able to usually protect your Pidgey. Well, whatever I'm going to be able to do, I don't think I'm going to be able to keep the energy from this turn. I think I'm going to have to use it because I need to use that Professor Oak. I need my Pidgeot. Oh, I got the Pidgeot. I need the Pidgeotto. So, all right, let's Pokeball. Let's see what basic we get. We got the second Pidgey, which it's kind of poo-poo, If they happen to Sabrina the energy that I put on here, that's going to be a little bit upsetting. Farfetch'd is a disruptor, in my opinion. So we do have 2 potions. That's kind of nice. I'm not going to lie. If I have to, I can overcome the Farfetch'd attack. Alright, so we got the Chatot. Let's see how many cards they have. They have 5 cards in their hand. Got 6 cards in mine. I can use both potions, keep the Chatot alive, or keep the Pidgey alive, and then put the Chatot out and start searching for my Pidgeotto, because they have 5. Yeah, so let's do that, just so that we can. We could even use a Leaf here if we wanted to, so that we don't have to place the energy. And then let's go ahead and put the Chatot out. Let's retreat the Pidgey. We have to put the energy on the Chatot. This is unfortunate, just because we want to be able to... Alright, so we're going to get 3 extra cards. We want to be able to save as much energy as we want for the actual Pidgeotto that we need. So we actually got the full line. We got the Poke Flute. Now all we need to get is our Sabrina back. And I got a Drudagon. So if they happen to Sabrina me, then I'll just give them the extra Pidgey, unfortunately. But I'm going to go ahead and put the Drudagon on the bench. All right, so just pretty basic. First, let's do Drudagon. Let's get him out there. Then let's do Pidgeot. Let's go ahead and power that up. And we're going to retreat this into Drudagon. We're not gonna give them an extra point. We're not gonna give them Chatot just because. As much as I kind of even want to do that, I feel like that it's going to be more impactful to make them decide if they can accept that 20 damage. As of right now, I can do a 1-for-1 trade with that Farfetch'd if they decide to go down this route. I feel like that they're kind of holding things on their bench. I can clear anything right now with Pidgeot just because Pidgeot is going to be able to climb on top of... I can do up to 120 right now with what they have on the bench. All right, so they do not want to attack this time. It's going to be okay because as of right now, I'm pretty much ready to play. I've got my Pidgeot built. I'm going to start making punishment decisions here. And so let's Leaf. And that's what we have Leaf in the deck for. We want Leaf to be able to pull this Drudagon out for no cost, no energies. And then we're going to start clearing things out. I got my Poke Flute, so I will be able to clear that Wheezing if I need to. I think if I clear that Wheezing, they're going to probably be in a little bit of a state of shock because they're going to have a hard time dealing with this. Okay, so we have a second Pidgeot that we can start building up now. Let's place our energy there. And I think we attack here. So it's going to bring me down to 120, which is a problem for something with Venoshock. And so if he has... Man, what does Muck do as far as an attack? I think it's 70 attack plus like 50, I think, which would be a problem. I don't have any more Leafs, so if I do happen to retreat this, it's going to have to retreat into something that's effective. So he has no points. Ooh, okay. Well, I think that what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna bet he doesn't have the Muck, and if he does have the Muck, then I'm gonna give him 2 points, and I'm gonna start coming at him with another Pidgeot. Hopefully, that's gonna be the game plan. Because right now he can't poison me. If I do get a Sabrina, we're pretty safe, but he might have the Muck here. He does have the Muck, so it's 70. Plus 50, so it's the 120. It's exactly what he needs to be able to climb on top of me. But he can't place the energy. I think he's trying to think if I can do anything. I have the winning combination right now. All we're going to do is we're going to Poke Flute the Coughing back onto his bench. He's not... Yeah, we're going to Poke Flute the Coughing back onto his... We don't even need to do that now. Now we can just Sabrina. But I'm going to showcase this strat. Okay, so we're going to Poke Flute the Coughing back onto the bench. Ooh. Nah, you're going to get Farfetch'd. Farfetch'd, if at the end of the day, Farfetch'd is going to be a little less impactful for them. And then we're going to Giovanni. And then we're going to Scattering Cyclone for our third point. And get that win. Heck yeah, let's go. Awesome, awesome. That was a great showcase of this deck. Alrighty, so let's see how this one goes. Oh, we got the Tails action. Alright, excellent. Chatot. Celebi. Sassy Sasquatch. Fighting with a Celebi. Execute. Pidgeot. 2 Pidgeots at the party right now. Let's see what we get from our Professor Oak. Poke Flute. Pidgeotto. I will be waiting one more turn for my Professor Oak. Alright. This could be the time that I get my Pidgey. And Chatot never needed an energy. Drudagon. Don't get my Pidgey that way. Oh my goodness, dude. I just really want a Pidgey. Can I get a Pidgey this way? Heck no. Alright. So, What a terrible situation to be in. Usually Pidgeot can bail us out, though. So let's hope we get the evolutions that we need. We're going to get 5 cards. Pokeball, Potion, Leaf, Leaf. Nope, that's not a fraction of what we had before that was excellent. They're good. Okay, they're just going to go ahead and pass it over. If they did use it, maybe we can, at the very least, start putting energy on a Pidgey, right? That's what we want to do. We're going to Mimic so we can hope just to get a better hand and more cards, because that's what they have. We gave up 5, so we can get 6. Pidgeotto, Pidgeot, Potion, Leaf, Poke Flute, and another Pidgeot. I got a Pidgey that's stuck down there at the bottom. Alright, so we're rapidly approaching danger zones. I have precisely enough time to be able to load up a Pidgeot and to start clearing things out. And so, if sequencing happens, I still can clear that Celebi with no issues. Alright, second Pidgey. This Pidgey gets that. I really like seeing them put as much energy on Celebi as they possibly can, because what they're going to do is put themselves in a pickle. They're going to pickle themselves up. I'm going to put Druddigon out here to better position myself to do what I need to do. So he wants me to attack. I think he thinks that if I wait to attack, that's what's going to be better. He may also think that he can wait too. I wish that in situations like this, I had like things like Greninja or the ability to start stressing out my opponent's bench, but I really can't. So part of me is kind of just waiting for a Sabrina, because I can clear anything that I want on his bench, but I'm going to start loading up my Druddigon, because now next turn I'm going to swing for 90 and I'm going to clear that Snivy out. This is one of the rare case scenarios I might actually attack with Druddigon. It's situations like this where my opponent wants to stall longer than me, where I will be able to start loading up cards that are going to give them an even harder time. And so he's okay with losing that Snivy. I have my Sabrina now, so just in case I need it, I will be able to use it. Dragon Claw. I think he thinks Celebi's coming out. So, I am going to be waiting for my Giovanni just slightly. That's going to be my third game plan right now, because right now he should put his Celebi out here. If he puts his Execute out there, then I'm going to also attack the Execute. Let's see if they go ahead and start clearing things, because he thinks that he might be safe. He might not be safe. He might also just feel like he's in a pickle. And this is why I think, sometimes, what it really comes down to it, Pidgeot doesn't have to fret when it comes to situations like this, as long as you play with your patience and you sequence correctly. All right, that's a tough hit. And then it's going to bring that down. All right, so I think he thinks he's safe. But, well, he's not. Because I have exactly what I need. I have exactly what I need here. Scattering Cyclone. And then we can close this game. It's another excellent showcase of Poke Flute and Pidgeot doing what Pidgeot does. Very, very, very nice. Alrighty, we got a new one now. Looks like we're going to be going second again. We like that. Allows us to place energy first. We're first in the energy placement game. And then we have at least, I would say 2/3 of the line for Pidgeot. Not bad, not bad. We got to start with Druddigon, so we put that first. We want him to be our wall. They're running the Growl EV. It's going to be a Gyarados deck. He's protected his Magikarp now. We have the full line. How freaking lucky. We're going to need it. We need all the luck that we can. So we're going to wait on a leaf. Maybe waiting for a Misty to go onto his Magikarp and just kind of using his manual energy for a Starmie. I feel like if I were in a situation, that's what I would be doing. All right. Okay. Man, if I get a Giovanni, that would just be the bee's knees. Or if he put something else on his bench. Here comes the Misty. Yeah. That's Misty. Can I get a leaf? Please give me a leaf. Oh my god, let's top deck a leaf. Heck yes. All right, we cleared this Starmie out. Oh my goodness. What a sneaky little play. To have exactly what I need, that is nuts. And there we go. All right. Alrighty, let's see how this one goes. Got a pretty experienced opponent here. Second's good. Pidgeotto, Chatot. When I don't have Chatot up front, things are a problem. Looks like we're going against another Celebi. Whatever the little profile picture thing is. I have all of the diamond cards from the Mythical Island set, but I just don't have a lot of the 2 stars and above. All right. Let's go ahead and just put this on there. Can't power up. And so I'm going to not Chatot yet. We're going to see how things go. I might be able to keep Chatot as a wall as opposed to doing what I need to do. So first of all, I have a leaf. That's excellent. I'm going to Pidgeotto. Let's Professor's Research. Another Pidgeotto. Question is, do I put something on Chatot? Do I put the energy on Chatot and use Mimic to be able to get 6 cards? And I need a Pidgeot. Yeah, I think that's what we do. Whenever it's, I think whenever the card disparity is that big, I like to just go ahead and just do it. I know that I like to have that leaf as well, and I'd like to put that energy on Pidgeotto, but Pidgeot and a Pokeball. All right. We're not mad about it. Chatot stays full health. All right, that's not bad. The excellent thing about Celebi right now is that it has the ability to let's do this. It has the ability to exponentially get more and more damage each turn. And so he has the ability to possibly go ahead and wipe the Druddigon right now. There's no Sabrina. We're going to give him the Chatot. It's okay. That's okay. Chatot lives to tell the tale. So that's 1 Sabrina. I don't really know the Celebi deck to be running 2 Sabrinas. They need to run 2 Ericas. So I don't know exactly how that is going to go. I think I need to give you Druddigon again. Yeah, I give you Druddigon again, and then I am pretty much sequenced to... I mean, I wish you would put a Snivy on your bench. Please, thank you. Thank you, sir. It's going to swap out Growth Spurt, put something on. Well, it's time to play. I have mine, so... I think he thinks that he's going to outplay me. I don't really foresee it. So let's leaf here. Because we cannot let him do what he do. I got 3 cards left. One of those is a Pidgeot. One of those is a Giovanni. So we're taking we're hoping to pull the Giovanni. He's gonna hope to hit 4 heads this next turn. And man, if he does, GG's. I've got 2 potions too, so I think he's feeling a little stressed out. We didn't get our Giovanni. That's unfortunate. All right. Still in there. Do I have a Professor's Research? No, I don't have Professor's Research in there. Let's do this. And then let's do this. Let's go ahead and attack. And then that's going to weaken this Celebi to the point to where if they don't flip at least 3 heads out of their 4 or 5 next turn, then they're gonna be in a bit of a pickle. They concede. They can't see it through. They could. They totally could have won. They just didn't want to flip their coins. Let's see what we got next. Tails, we like that. Psychic. This could be a Mewtwo. Who knows? Let's see how this goes. First and foremost is get our Druddigon out there. Then we got our Pidgey. Let's see. Mew. Mew's a great counter to Pidgey. Is this just a Mew Gardevoir deck? Or is this 2 Mew inside of a Mewtwo deck? These are good questions. So let's put our energy on Pidgey. Let's Professor's Research real quick. We got 2 Pokeball. Chatot. And Pidgey. Excellent. All right. So let's just do this and see what happens. One of the things that I have to do against Mew is maybe even give him the Chatot. You know, maybe that's what all they can do. Maybe I give them the Pidgey. They can only do 10 damage. Next turn, they could possibly have a Gardevoir. They don't want to attack the Druddigon yet until they can clear it, which is interesting. I can't think of a particular reason to go down that road. I already placed the energy, so I guess we're just going to go ahead and pass this. All right, so we're doing some exchanges. All right, it is leaf time. For Chatot. And then we're going to get ourselves a good old 4-card thing. All of a sudden, Mew is disabled. All they can do is shuffle their hand. Come on, Pidgeotto. Pidgeotto. Dang it. See out the potion. And there's Sabrina. Well, you do want to just attack my Druddigon. That's what you want. I don't know why you thought I would give you anything different. It's not a bad use of Sabrina. I usually would like to use Sabrina for a kill, and that's what he got, so that's excellent. And then let's Mimic. I need 3 new cards, and one of those needs to be a Pidgeotto. Oh my goodness. I have drawn 0 cards. Alright, so we have our full line. No more Druddigon. I'm ready to get my full art Sabrina. I think this is a beautiful card. Probably the best full art that there is right now for trainers. Blue followed by that. Yep, see now you're going to get the Gardevoir, possibly. So I have what I need. So I have a full bench. I can do up to 140 with Pidgeot. Just not stressed out about it. So I have a Sabrina, I have a Poke Flute, I have a Giovanni. That's the 3 cards that I would need to be able to pull off any of my Wicked combos. And so let's go ahead and we'll load up the Pidgey, because I still have a Pidgeotto in there that needs to come out. Let's do this. We're going to retreat into Pidgeot. Pidgeot's ready to play. Excellent. We got 2 points. Look at that. That's what we want to see. Pidgeot perform. All right, so he's got 130. I think he thinks that he might be able to survive, but I'm about to Poke Flute that other Mew back out on his turn. This is how I close out most of my games with Poke Flute. I don't know. I can't really think of a better way to do this. So he can attack me for 120. So I have 2 Pokemon on my bench. Excellent. Let's do this. Let's do this. And then Scattering Cyclone. And then we close the game. That is what we want to see. Thank you, Pidgeot. Well, that is pretty much my showcase here of Pidgeot EX. I think that was really fun to go ahead and just kind of talk about my strategy, talk about my decision making. You know, I can't sit here and say that my decision making was the best decision making throughout all of those things. I like to think so. Nonetheless, this is a deck that always performs for me. It's one of those things where it has sneaky little things that make it just hard to deal with for your opponent. Again, if you've enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed my commentary, please give the video a like. Go ahead and comment down below in the comment section and let me know how you'd like this information. My goal is to definitely make this more of a mainstay on this channel, just to be able to go over my favorite decks, their strategies, and then just give you some opportunities to watch and see and learn exactly how I contribute to making this strategy fantastic. Go out there, put the deck together, and come back and let me know how it performed for you. Again, my name is Dead Mewtwo, and I want you to have a safe and blessed day. Bye-bye.